Open your book to page 109. Today's lesson is to find the slope of a line. So slope is the steepness of a surface or a plane. Okay? And the definition, if you look on page 109, the definition of the slope is rise over run. And if you don't remember what direction is, think about rise, right? The rise, you go up, or you go up, right? Run, you run sideways, right? So rise means for the y, and the difference in y, and the run is the x. Okay? And it can express as percentage or fraction. And the formula for that is m equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again, we cover this in Algebra 1, and if you took geometry, you should also have that in geometry. So basically what you have is that, let's say if you have this line over here, and you have the point 1 over here, you have point 2 over here. So what you do is you draw into a right triangle. So this point is x1, y1. This point is x2, y2. So this distance over here, that's your y2 minus y1, right? You use the y, that's your y2, that's your y1, right? So that's the height. So that's where it came from. So this is the vertical height. And this over here, this distance over here, that's your x2 minus x1, right? Yeah. So it's your x2, here's your x1. So x2 minus x1 is the distance. So the slope is this distance over this distance. That's what this is, right? The rise over the run. So that's what the slope is. Okay. So whenever they give you 2 points, you want to use this formula. You must memorize this formula. So again, when they give you 2 points, okay, you need to use this formula. Now, there's another way to find the slope based on if the equation is given. So if you go to page 110, if they give you equation like ax plus by equal to c, so if they give you equation instead of points, then the way to find the slope is m equal to negative a over b. So a is a number or the coefficient before the variable x. b is a coefficient or the number before the y. Okay, so again, so you need to memorize this equation. So these are very important equation that you need to memorize. So again, if they give you 2 points, you use this formula. If they give you the equation, you use this formula. Okay. So let's go over some examples. So let's go to page 113. And let's go ahead and try some even numbers. So for example, like let's try number 8. So you got 0, negative 1/2, negative 2, 0, right? And you're looking for the slope. So what is given? Well, 2 points. So if points are given, then you need to use m equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, again, this is the first point, this is the second point, so that's your x1, y1. That's your x2, y2. Now, you don't have to label them, but I label it so that easier for you guys to follow and is less chance of making mistakes. So y2 is 0, y1 is negative 1/2, and x2 is negative 2, and x1 is 0. Okay. So m will equal to 1/2 over negative 2. So it's going to be positive. Okay, so negative and negative become positive. Okay, and then to simplify this, it's a complex fraction. So to simplify complex fraction, you make it into 2 over 1 and multiply by common denominator. So it'd be 2 and the 2, right? So this will cancel out, and this does not cancel. So m equal to 1 over So that's your measured line, right? Over -4. Okay, and that's your slope. So again, if the 2 points are given, you use this formula. Now, if the equation is given, for example, like, let's go and use like number 18. So you got 5x plus 5y equal to 1. So equation is given, so again, always write down your formula, then you substitute, so you don't mess up. So m equal to -a over b, so m equal to negative, so a is 5, b is 5, so m equal to -1. Okay. Now what happens if the equation is kind of messed up? It doesn't like, what happens if the equation is like, it doesn't look like that? Let's say if you have something like number 20. You have x equal to 3 times 1 minus y. Okay, well, you have to make it into that form, right? You have to make it into standard form. So you have to multiply out. Then you have to move things around. So plus 3y, right? You have to move to this side. So you have to make it into a standard form. Then after that, then you can go and use a formula. So m equal to -a over b. Again, write down your formula, then substitute. Because if you try to try to substitute directly, sometimes your mind can play tricks on you and you're going to mess up. Okay? So write down the formula, it helps you to visualize, so reduce the risk of making careless mistakes. So a is 1, b is 3, and so that's it. Now, if it's a subtraction over here, then your b would be negative. Let's say if it's x minus 3y, then in that case, b would be -3. Okay? Okay, so for example, let's do number 14. So x minus y equal to 1. So again, so it's the equation, so use m equal to -a over b. Now again, write down the formula, because if you don't, very likely you're going to forget the negative and you're going to mess up on the negatives. So m equal to negative, so a is 1. Now be careful, now b is this over here. So b in this case is -1. Right? That's a subtraction, so it's -1. So your answer would be equal to +1. That would be your slope. So again, sum up what we're talking about. Okay? If they give you 2 points, use this formula. If they give you equation, use this formula. Okay. Now let's go to page 114. And let's go and try number 42. Okay, so number 42, you got kx plus 2y equal to 6, and m equal to k plus 1. So he said, so determine k, so you're looking for k. Now remember, whenever you're going to solve for something, right, you substitute whatever they give you, and then you solve for whatever they ask for, right? So this is the equation and involved with a slope. So that means you have to use the formula m equal to -a over b, right? Again, it's an equation, so use this formula. Then you're going to start to substitute. So what's m? Well, it tells you right over here. So it's k plus 1 equal to -a, in this case is k, right? That's your a. And b is the 2. Okay, so now you're going to solve. So first, I'm going to multiply by common denominator to get rid of my fraction. So I'm going to multiply by 2, so this will cancel out. So I get 2k plus 2 equal to -k. And I'm going to plus k. So this will cancel out. And I'm going to move the number to the other side. So -2, so this will cancel out. Again, to solve, you want to have variable on one side and the number on the other side, right? So you get 3k equal to -2 divided by 3, so k equal to -2 over 3. So again, if they give you equation, you use the m equal to negative a over b. Okay? Now, when you get to like number 46, they give you 2 points now. They give you 2, 3k, and they give you negative 2k, and m equal to k plus 2. So again, they give you 2 points. So that means you have to use what formula? You have to use m equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? So again, now you're going to start to substitute stuff in there. So m is given right over here. So it's your k plus 2. And y2, so again, if you get confused easily, go and label them. So 0.1, 0.2, so that's your x1, y1, that's your x2, y2, right? So that way, you don't substitute the wrong number. So y2 is the k, y1 is 3k, x2 is negative 2, and x1 is 2. So now you can try to work things out. So you got k plus 2 equal to negative 2k over negative 4. So you can multiply by common denominator or cross multiply, doesn't matter. So if you cross multiply, you get negative 4k minus 8 equal to negative 2k. So in this case, it's easy if I go and move the k to this side. So plus 4k plus 4k. Again, when you're solving, it doesn't matter which side you put your variable, right? As long as you get variable to one side, the number on the other side, right? So negative 8 equal to 2k divided by 2 divided by 2. So k equal to negative 4. And that's it. Okay? So again, sum up what we're talking about. Okay? If the equation is given, you use the m equal to negative a over b. If the 2 points are given, you use m equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and you can go and solve. Okay, so let's go and try some practice.